for watching the first and the second part of Meet with the Bishop, Bishop Makarios, and today we'll have the third part. Thank you, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, can you tell us a little bit about your visit to Jerusalem? How many years there? What language did you learn?
Well, this is. The first time I went in 1953. After I entered to the theological school, I went there. I visited just for 3 weeks with Rabitat al-Quds. The second time, I went there for a summer in 1900, something during the nationalization of Suez Canal, I was there. But for the last, 1956.
Each time, how many months there?
No, just for a summer, I went there.
Yeah.
I stayed there, I visited the place. But after I graduated from Egypt, 1960, I went. The reason I went until they sent for me ticket to Ethiopia, but they didn't send, so I stayed. And the bishop or the metropolitan of then wrote to the emperor, said, Abba Petros is here. We want to give orders your permission to be with us. He didn't write to the church. And then the emperor said, why? For a short time. And I went there. At that time, I was studying. I know that our Lord come, as it said in John, God loved so the world until he gave his own son, not until he gave the church of resurrection. I saw that the Egyptian and the Ethiopian. Outside of Jerusalem, they are one church. Inside of Jerusalem, they are enemy. During my stay in Jerusalem, in 1961, I went to New Delhi for the Third World Church Council. I went there and came. So when I saw this, I stayed for 30 months. And I went to Jerusalem. I asked someone, how can I ask the university? And he took me to the man, Chaim Polosky, professor.
This was the admission office?
Chaim Polosky, he read 42 languages, among them Coptic. And he's very, very shy man. When we asked him, he said, well, go to the international relation department in the foreign minister. And I went with the man, he said, well, if the university accepts you, will give you scholarship. I went to the university.
You told them that?
I have my degree of bachelor. It has my picture signed by bishops of education, Bishop Shinoda. And they don't have a difference. I mean, he read Coptic, and he loved it. He told me, I can't now because of the war. When I went, they said, is the university accept you? I went to the university. He said, academically you are you're fine, but we don't have money. But make a difference. International relation, they need a friend. University, they need to educate only Jewish. And then I went. Then what happened? When I went to the lab school, the man stood in front of me, said, these students are 6 weeks I don't want him. I told him, don't worry. He said, no. And then the people who gave me said, what do you want? We have to provide for him private lesson. Do 44 hours. 5 hours a day, 5 days a week I stay at the school. In the afternoon I go. After 3 days, I told to the lady, I don't speak English. What do you then? Hebrew. I don't have vocabulary. And then on the street someone asked me, said, I don't speak any language, but I don't have. Well, be careful what happened. After school I come. I greet the door in Hebrew. Singular, plural. Door in Hebrew is feminine. Delet, delatot. Window, chalon, masculine. What he come plural, delatot, chalonot. And I come to the floor, rizpa, feminine, gag, masculine. I ask, the chair is in Hebrew masculine, the bed is feminine. Kis'e, kis'ot, mitta, mittot, by myself.
So how many days you took to learn? But
that is,
it seemed to be very fast.
When I come from school. And then at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock there is news in a simple Hebrew, because then there was immigrant.
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock, regular Hebrew.
So you listen to both.
Day and night. Then, after 2 months, I raised the phone. I said, hello, may I speak with Mr. So-and-so, the one who responsible.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe.
Yeah.
I told him so-and-so, and I finished.
So now,
in between, then I finished 5 months or 6 months. Then I went to university.
yeah. What did you study?
Well, then Miss Mayer, she's Secretary of State.
Golda Meir?
Golda Meir. She invited the ambassador and my witness and another Ethiopian. The man was there. He said, this man spoke Hebrew within 2 months. She couldn't believe. There was an African ambassador. He said, I have been here so and so. Sir, there is a Hebrew proverb. She said, what? You know our proverb? What is that? Im turtu enzu agada. Why? Who made this? Benjamin Ze'ev Herzl, the founder of Zionists, said that. When he said, within 50 years, Jews will have a state. He didn't see that, but his word.
Yeah, his word applied.
There was then a religious man, assistant of Minister of Health, Raphael, who Adamaze Dati Kamocha. He is this religious man like you, take the friend.
Yes.
Until then, I graduate.
What did you study in Hebrew?
Well, the whole Middle East. The whole Middle East.
Middle East.
From the beginning.
Middle East from the beginning.
They called it Beit HaRishon, Beit HaRisheni, HaTuqufah HaChadasha. That means first house, or the time of patriarch, and so on and so on. Look, when they study, not the Bible, they study the time between that time. For example, in Egypt, you don't have any idea about Ugarit. Ugarit, a country between West Syria, East Cyprus. Their relation, the language is similar to how they, with the Hebrew, but it's not the same. But they study about Ugarit, about Mari, no one knows them.
These are names of the languages?
They have their
These
own
are the names of the
language.
languages?
For example, even now, not everyone in Egypt, they know about Tadmor, about the queen of Tadmor, Zenobia. It was during the 2nd century, during Bolo Samsati. She was a very prominent lady. When there was a war between the Roman general and her, the senator in Rome used to laugh about, they say, he's fighting women.
You mentioned the Emperor Haile Selassie, you mentioned Golda Meir, you mentioned Pope Shenouda. These figures, these famous figures in your life, how they affected you?
So it's better to make each of them or together. I want to see, to go to the children, because I am interested.
Yes, into
Because you
educating
see,
them.
especially nowadays, the parents come from Egypt or from anywhere. The children learn quickly English. One person said in Israel, he said this way, in different words, children learn from their parents, but in Israel, parents learn from the children. Why? Because children pick up Hebrew. Here, the children pick up
English.
I will tell you one example. When I used to come to St. Mark before any shelter, the girl grew up in this country, and then she said to her mother, so what? Children, I want you. Go slow. Take your parents according to their ability. Because you know English, it doesn't mean you know everything. No. Your parent knows better. Girl, look, you don't know how to cook busara, nabit, melokhia, adas. You know only thing to go to pick in McDonald's. That I know, you know that. But to cook, you don't know it. Not in Egypt, but in another country, the girl studied economic or kitchen, but she didn't know as the traditional woman knows. One day I asked one of you, I mean not you, but over. I asked her, tell me how you prepare eggs. She told me, I bring a pot, I put the egg. I told her, you lost. Why? You didn't say water. After that, you must put vinegar or salt not to get break. But your mother knows. I have, for example, my sister, Egyptian, in St. George, Illinois. She do prepare from her mind the food. She doesn't read anything. But now, those of you, you have to look the book and then to prepare.
At the beginning, best you said.
Yeah, any time. Let me say compromise word. You must go slow to your parents because they don't know good English. I know they read in English, but it is no one can, they can't speak. Look what we need, for example, is we don't need one priest who read English. No, we want who speak English for you. But don't say because he or she doesn't know English, they don't understand. No, they do understand. If I don't understand certain language, it doesn't mean that I am a dumb. Every one of us has his own qualification. So I ask you to ask your parent. Egypt is, they said, the mother of the world. I accept that. I agree with that. But I want the Egyptian to be also children of that mother. Go slow, every one of you. The parent take care for your children. Don't try to take care to raise your children the way I and you try. No, not by power. Raise the children simply. Come in, I will tell you a story. You can tell them a story, but try to tell them the story is fact. Don't tell them about Guha. That it doesn't interest. Tell them if he knows about the ancient Egyptian. I know that the only person you know is Ramses because of the statue. But tell them about the country, about the life, the story of Egypt. Do you want a young generation in short to tell you? I will give you. You don't have to pay me tuition. Go to Encyclopedia Britannica, Egypt. From my experience, I'm telling you. One day I was in the library before Google. I finished my school before Google. So in every language, they said sandwich, sandwich, sandwich. The Arab, they saw that it's sandwich, they translate it. Shatir wa mashtur wa baynihima tazi. No, I will tell you. While I was sitting in the library, tired, I said, let me go. I went to the Britannica. I found a man by name John Lord Sandwich, 17th century. He doesn't have to cook, time to cook. Simply slice, make slice, and he make and eat. That it is. Lord John Sandwich, he is a British man, but not the bread. If you go then to any encyclopedia, the Catholic New Encyclopedia also you can find. I'm sure in German, French, you will find in the language that you know it. But go slow. The Italian said, che cammina piano arriva lontano. Someone who walks slow, he can reach far. But if you are in a hurry, you will make mistake in grammar, you mistake in everything. So I want you want to take a license, but look, after you take a license, I prefer to go slow. Don't drive by yourself. You will lose member of your body. Go always. I remember when we were at theological school, we had a lesson a few days, Greek. My colleague said, oh, Abuna, then you have added, and I told him, but you see, well, you know the alphabet that it is. No. By knowing the alphabet, it doesn't make me. A grammar very important. Without grammar, vocabulary doesn't have nothing. When I was in Egypt, I went to study at night English, 3 days a week. How much I have to pay? 80 piasters. 20 piasters for transportation. £1 I used to tell you. Now, £1, it doesn't worth anything. The other day they told me, 33 pounds for $1.
Yeah.
I hold my heart.
Yeah, that's now I see.
Because in my time, 34 piastres for $1. And then you can remember, write it down. As I said when I studied Hebrew, slow, single, plural. Arabic is different than Semitic language. In Arabic you have single, double, plural. In Hebrew you have only single and plural. Double you don't have in other language. I don't know Syriac, but Arabic it has. Always in your relation, respect a person who older than you, or in a position or in a language. And love any person who is younger than you or equal to you. I don't mean don't love those older than you, that's up to you. But respect, yes. And then, all in all, your parents. The Bible never said, love your parents, no. He said, husband, love your wife. He never said, the commandment said, to your neighbor, love. ואהבת את רעך כמוך. Love your neighbor as thyself. But to the parents said, כבד את אביך ואת אמך. כבד, honor. If we don't honor, well, they will curse us. And that curse will come by course of the time.
And the Old Testament.
Hammurabi, the founder of the Babylonian Empire, 18th century before Christ, he put a law of irrigation, and then a law for children. If a children said to their parent, you are not my father, my mother, they can tell him to the market, take the market, they sell, they take their money, they left them. We never heard that, but that it is a Hammurabi put. Hammurabi law, no one criticized this. Well, at least to my knowledge. Always the people, they quote him. So this is what I want, always. And then when you are in love play with your colleague, grasp the ball, don't push your partner. If you put him and fall down, he will get sleep. You will never have partner. Do you know how people they play against the wall? Even I did that. Even if I could not find now, I can make it against the wall because there is no partner. Always I said, if you want to play, if a child come in your age to your house, take him downstairs or in your room, because you can understand the language or the discussion of the subject of your parent, what they are about talking, probably business or other thing. But if it is history, let you sit with them to listen the story. Do you have other thing to see about mother? Always take care, and father. Don't hit the children. Try to make them to love you, to respect you. It's enough to speak. But you hit a child and you do other, no. Whatever you do, whatever you speak honest and in a correct grammatical way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in my culture we said, if the parents speak later and the child spit the earth. Now, in terms of religion, what your parent and what Sunday school taught you say, don't touch other religion, not by to neglect the, no, it's not your business. A religion lives there for the religious people to discuss. You must study what your teacher taught you. In some country, a person belongs to that religion, he can teach. In another country, no. There is teacher, boy, woman or boy, he doesn't, but he can speak. What your teacher say? Religious has to be your private property.
Right.
And then, in terms of fasting, let your mother decide when you have to fast, how you fast, not yourself. I know, I was like you. When I was boy, I know nothing. There is in Ethiopia and in Eritrea a fasting 40 days. That is what they called it, a fasting for the Blessed Mother when they went to Egypt. Do you know what happened? When I get study, I knew everything. I put that it is in a corner. Because the church didn't decide, simply. So go as the parents say. Like what? When you drive, do you go according to the traffic regulation or no? If you don't go that, for life, you will never get a license. Everything, and then when you want to discuss with people, raise your finger. May I add something? Would you allow me? Don't say, I know. Forget a word that I know. Because we never born learn. Later, that means we talk from our teacher. Isn't nothing, we talk it. Intuitively, we can grips. That not need teacher. To stand, yes. Has to see the parent with. Do you know that? Oh, it mattered to my mind. I read a book, 1950 something. It happened in some country. The boy used to walk with like animal because he grew up with the animal. And then until his back returned, it took time. I hope it makes a sense what I said.
Yes.
And now writing. Because now we have computer, many people, their handwriting very worse. But in the old day it was not. I admire many people, specialists. The German, that my friend in the old day, their calligraph was very, very good. Mine, it was good. But when I'm getting old, a little shine. But the calligraph, handwriting of Pope Shinoda never changed.
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yeah.
Never. Like was Bishop Gregory also.
Yes.
But mine, it get changed. I wish my message is clear.
Yeah. Thank you, Sayyidina, so much for this message for us all.